younger and you were in the grocery store misbehaving with your mom, which all of you did, what did she say that she would give you if you behaved?
Candy.
Exactly. Exact same thing in the classroom when you were younger. If you got a question right in class, what were you given? Exactly. So, there is one of those things that's a controversy among teachers as to whether or not it's okay to use food or candy in the classroom. So, why is it such a big deal? Well, it can affect the health and learning of the students. There's also one that is found in research to help you both physically and cognitively, both in and outside the classroom, and also kind of give you my examples and how I would use it. So, the good and bad. The bad is when you're younger, it can throw off your eating cycle. Obviously, when you're just starting school, you're just getting on that track where you're just having food in school, you're getting used to a set time where you're going to eat, so that's exactly when you're going to get hungry. Well, if you're getting candy in class, let's say every other day, it's going to throw off when you get hungry, and you won't be hungry when you're supposed to. And by the time lunch comes and goes, you didn't eat, and you say, oh, I'm hungry about an hour later. Now, it's not such a big deal in high school or middle school, because obviously they're a little bit more grown up, can control your own eating cycle. Also, candy is obviously can be bad for your health. So that's another reason why teachers don't really like it. And also it gets to the point where if you have it too often in class, it can be where the kids are only going to participate in class if they get the candy reward. So if you don't offer it, they don't care. But it's also a good thing, especially in high school and middle school, used as a reward and a motivator for doing a review game before a test. So, hey, you're going to get 5 extra credit points and a sucker for the winning team. And we all know how that went in high school. You tried that a little bit more because you wanted the candy. Now, when I was in 5th grade, they did something that we really had no idea what was going on. They gave us what you now have at your desks, which you can now pop in your mouths if you wish, mints. And I had no idea why they did mints in the first place. Well, when I researched it, I found that it's actually really cool what just the smell or taste of mint can do. And at Wheeling Jesuit University, they did a test on 500 athletes and found that while they worked out with the smell or taste of mint, their fatigue decreased by 25%, and it also led to an increase of speed, endurance, and strength. And that's just by the smell or taste of one little mint that you've probably thought was insignificant. Also, Dr. Denver of the University of Cincinnati did a study, and eating a mint or smelling a mint leads to a 28% increase in your cognitive ability. So they did one test with students without the mint and one with, and they did significantly better. And he specifically stated in his study that teachers should use it in the classroom because it will help with not only tests, but as this next research has found, that it can actually help your children throughout their entire day. If you wake up with the smell of mint, instead if you brush your teeth even, because you'll still smell that, you'll have that smell for at least 2 minutes while you're brushing your teeth, that it'll wake up your senses and you'll perform better throughout the day. You'll be able to remember stuff a lot easier. If you diffuse it in water and spray it in the classroom before class starts, your students are going to be able to remember more. They're going to be able to retain a lot more information. And if you use mints during tests, they'll be able to pick up that information better because they're able to use their brain just that much better. And I figure, why not? If it's going to help them, and that's our job as teachers, is to help them learn and to help them succeed, why wouldn't we use it? So, basically, like I said, we had the mints in 5th grade. In high school, I always had it on the pre-day before testing quizzes for the candy reward. And the fact that I'm going to be a middle school math teacher it's not that big a deal for me to think about, you know, the health risks, to think about how it's gonna affect their eating cycle. Because if you're only doing it for the games before testing quizzes, it really doesn't matter all that much. And obviously I'm not gonna reward them with a giant king-size candy bar because I probably couldn't even afford that. So they're just gonna get little treats. So all in all, I believe that candy and food in the classroom, not really a big deal if you're in middle school or high school, but if you're in one of those younger ages, it's something you gotta pay a little bit more attention to, but I know I will definitely use it in my classroom.